In the silent observation deck of the Krexil High Command, alien commanders watch a battlefield simulation where humans execute a devastating and unexpected tactic. Their disbelief and dread grow as humans reveal a ruthless efficiency no one anticipated. On Earth, a human commander prepares for the real fight, quiet but resolute, embodying the cold promise of control over chaos. The observation chamber was a cathedral of glass and light, suspended high above the war-scarred plains. Of Garrick's prime, the Krexil High Command's elders stood silent, their elongated limbs folded in anxious stillness. Through the transparent holoscreen, the battlefield flickered, a storm of fire and metal twisting like a cosmic dance. But none of the alien generals spoke, none breathed. A single image held their gaze: the humans. Their machines, clunky, almost primitive by galactic standards, advanced relentlessly, yet it was the human soldiers themselves that sparked dread. They moved with brutal precision, harnessing chaos and turning it into a weapon. Where protocols dictated cautious advancement, the humans struck like a savage tide. Plasma blasts turned to EMP pulses, scrambling the elegant Krexil shields, followed by waves of nanobots tearing through armor plating and circuitry. "Impossible!" hissed Commander Thaxil, his many eyes narrowing as a cascade of human infantry streamed through the disrupted lines, their exoskeletons whirring with quiet ferocity. They do not follow the expected patterns. Their tactics, their "Savage," breathed the youngest elder, Tilran, voice trembling. "They adapt. In real time. They control the battlefield as though it were an extension of their will." A silence, thick as star mist, followed. The Krexil simulation, meant to test human weaknesses, had backfired spectacularly. Instead of faltering under the alien onslaught, humans executed a deadly counterattack, turning what should have been their annihilation into dominion. "Why?" The word broke free from the lips of the eldest, a quavering echo of fear. "Why are they like this? We expected submission, or at least chaos. Instead, control." The next voice finished grimly. The scene flickered once more. A countdown appeared on the human side. 60 seconds until the final strike. The humans moved silently, communicating only with hand signals and brief nods. The alien commanders watched the slow tightening of the noose, a calculated method of destruction. Back on Earth's side, Captain Mara Doss stood over the battlefield hologram, her jaw set, eyes cold. The radio buzzed faintly with last-minute coordinates from her squad leader, but she heard only the silence of a coming storm. One hand rested on a small, worn pendant, a symbol of sacrifice and resolve. Her voice cracked the silence, low and deadly. "We take control, or we die trying." The hollow faded as the countdown hit 0. The Krexil generals blinked, horror blooming like a black star in their minds. Human machines surged forward in perfect synchronization. Their EMPs cut through the aliens' finest defenses. Nanotech clouds swarmed like locusts, consuming Krexil armor from the inside. The battlefield became a graveyard where alien pride crumbled. A slow, desperate roar erupted from the observation chamber, alien terror made manifest. Outside, the stars blinked cold and indifferent. The humans had not come to negotiate. They had come to conquer. And the universe was about to learn a new, terrifying truth. Humans control the battlefield on Earth. Captain Mara Doss leads her squad into the first true combat mission against alien invaders. As chaos erupts, her quiet, steely determination anchors the team. Back in the alien command, fear deepens into panic, yet they still cannot grasp humanity's relentless, ruthless logic. A secret human technology remains hidden, waiting for the right moment to strike. The night sky above the ruined outpost was a shattered canvas of fire and smoke. Earth's atmosphere, heavy with dust and radiation, hung like a shroud over the scarred battlefield. Captain Mara Doss crouched behind a crumbled wall, her breath steady despite the explosions rattling the horizon. Her squad moved like shadows, silent, efficient, advancing under the cloak of a localized gravity field disruptor. The tech, still experimental, bent the weight of their bodies just enough to increase speed and lessen impact on the uneven terrain. Every step was calculated, every breath measured. "Enemy patrol, 3 clicks north," whispered Lieutenant K, scanning through his enhanced HUD. Mara's eyes flicked up, a spark of cold fire igniting behind her calm facade. "Engage on my mark, no stray shots. We don't want them alerting the whole swarm." The alien creatures, tall, slender, with iridescent skin and multi-jointed limbs, moved with eerie grace, but their technology lacked humanity's brutal creativity. Their reliance on protocols made them predictable. Mara's finger hovered over the trigger, timing everything. When the signal came, a pulse rifle barked twice. Then a precision sniper silenced another. The patrol crumpled before they even knew. "What hit them?" "Advance," Mara ordered. The squad pushed forward, weaving through the alien wreckage, reclaiming the ground inch by inch. Mara's mind churned through strategy and memory, the betrayal of their first contact, the loss of entire colonies, the silence of the stars that had watched without mercy. "This is revenge," she thought, eyes locked on the distant alien. Command bunker. Not just survival. Back in the Krexil warship orbiting Garrix Prime, the alien commander Thaxil's voice fractured over the comms. "They understand tactics better than any species we've faced." "How?" "Science officer." Rilik's tentacles twitched in frustration. "Their soldiers are primitive, yet their technology integrates nanotech, EMP fields, and quantum cloaking in ways that defy logic. It's like they are evolving the battlefield itself." Thaxil's eyes narrowed. "We underestimated them, and now we face annihilation. Far below, unseen by alien sensors, a second human squad deployed their most guarded asset, the Silence Protocol. A swarm of nanobots, programmed to dismantle alien tech silently, were released across the battlefield. Cloaked in quantum fields, they slipped like ghosts into enemy machinery, turning once proud weapons into useless heaps of metal. Captain Mara's comm buzzed. "Protocol activated, no more hiding." Her voice was calm, but her heart hammered. Every move risked total exposure. Yet it was the only way. "Hold position and prepare for extraction," she commanded. The first alien reinforcements screamed through the shattered cityscape, plasma weapons blazing, but Mara's squad held firm, their energy shields pulsing, powered by a compact fusion core. The battlefield trembled under the weight of the fight, but Mara saw beyond the immediate chaos, toward a moment when Earth would no longer be the hunted. "Control the battlefield," she whispered again, a quiet promise to herself and her crew. In the alien command, panic blossomed. "This is not war as we know it," Thaxil admitted, voice cracking. "This is something else. Something the universe was only beginning to understand." The human squad faces a brutal counterattack, forcing Captain Mara to make a desperate choice that reveals humanity's harsh will to survive. Meanwhile, alien commanders unravel mentally, struggling to reconcile human ruthlessness with their own war doctrines. The battlefield is no longer just terrain. It's a crucible where human tenacity forges victory. The sound of alien war cries tore through the cracked skyline, a guttural cacophony rising from the advancing swarm. Captain Mara Doss pressed, her back against a fractured steel beam, the cold grit biting into her palms. Around her, her squad scrambled for cover as plasma rounds scorched the air, leaving searing trails of light. Lieutenant K shouted over the chaos, "They're hitting us hard! Flankers to the east! Mara, we can't hold this position much longer." Mara's eyes flickered to her wrist console. Sensors indicated enemy numbers swelling, their quantum cloaks flickering with erratic pulses. The Silence Protocol was working, but the alien forces adapted fast. She gritted her teeth, voice low but steel sharp. Prepare the nanoshield emitters. If we lose this ground, the entire front collapses. A soft hum grew as small devices nestled under their armor activated, generating a protective barrier of microscopic nanobots that repelled plasma and slowed incoming kinetic blasts. But Mara knew it wouldn't hold forever. Her mind flashed to the sacrifices made to develop the technology, the researchers who vanished under experimental failures, the soldiers who tested the devices in live fire, the long nights spent learning to bend physics to human will. The battlefield isn't just a place, she murmured. It's a test of what we're willing to become. From the shattered streets, alien figures surged forward, their elegant forms shattered by human firepower, but relentless nonetheless. One towering Krexil warrior broke through the line, swinging a blade, crackling with energy. Mara met it head-on, the clang of steel on reinforced armor ringing loud. With a practiced twist, she drove her pulse dagger beneath the alien's arm joint. The creature screamed, a sound unlike any Mara had heard before, half rage, half terror. As it collapsed, the tide momentarily faltered. Yet, in the alien command, the horror deepened. Thaxil's many eyes glistened with unshed despair. How do they endure such pain, such loss? They are monsters. Rillik shook his head, tentacles twitching. No, they are survivors. Their brutality is a language we never learned to speak. Back in the trenches, Mara's comm crackled. Extraction window closing. We need to fall back. But Mara stayed. The battlefield was hers to control, and retreat was not an option. Hold the line, she ordered. We make them bleed for every inch. One soldier faltered, a glance of doubt flickering across his face. Mara's voice dropped, fierce and unyielding. They don't understand us. They never will. That's our edge. She activated the last of the gravity disruptors. A pulse that sent shockwaves rippling through the battlefield, knocking alien reinforcements off balance, buying precious seconds. Control, Mara whispered again. The word was a mantra, a promise forged in blood and steel. The battle raged, each moment a crucible of pain and resolve. The humans weren't just fighting for ground, they were fighting for dominion over the very essence of war itself. And the universe watched, horrified. As humans tighten their grip on the battlefield, cracks begin to show in the alien command's unity. Fear and blame spark internal strife, while humans reveal the cost of their control, a sacrifice few can bear. The battlefield becomes a mirror of broken minds and shattered wills on both sides. The great chamber of the Krexil High Command had never known such discord. Commander Thaxil's voice cut through the murmurs, sharp and accusing. This defeat is unacceptable, he roared, tentacles trembling with rage. We prepared for war, not this barbarism. Beside him, the elder scientist Rillik's eyes glinted with reluctant truth. They fight with a fury born from pain and loss. Their technology, combined with sheer unpredictability, shatters our assumptions. A younger commander hissed, "They're not just fighting, they're rewriting the rules of war. If we don't adapt, we'll be wiped out." Thaxil slammed a claw on the polished console. Adaptation requires unity. Instead, I see fractures. Some suggest surrender, others propose brutal countermeasures that risk annihilating entire sectors. A silence fell. The Krexil Council had never faced such uncertainty. Meanwhile, on Earth's battered front, Captain Mara Doss sat alone in a makeshift command post, the hum of battle, distant but relentless. Her hands trembled slightly as she reviewed casualty reports, numbers that clawed at her heart. A message from her squad leader blinked on the screen. "We hold, but losses are mounting. Morale is fragile." She tapped a response. "Control. The battlefield by controlling ourselves. No one left behind." Behind her, Lieutenant K entered quietly, eyes heavy with exhaustion. "Captain, the men are questioning. They ask if the cost is worth the gain. Mara turned, shadows playing over her sharp features. They don't understand yet. Control isn't about winning every fight. It's about enduring the ones that break us. Kay swallowed hard. How much more can we take? She looked at him, fierce and unyielding. As much as it takes. Because if we don't hold this line, everything we've built dies. Outside, the sounds of distant explosions reminded them both that the fight was far from over. In the alien fleet orbiting above, reports of malfunctioning systems and disrupted communications flooded in. The silence protocol nanobots were wreaking havoc in ways no one anticipated. Commander Thaxil paced the bridge, mind spiraling. We face a species that sacrifices everything for survival, and now they control the battlefield, and us. Rillick approached cautiously. There is one hope. Their reliance on technology is also a weakness. If we can isolate and disable the protocols, we might turn the tide. Thaxil's eyes darkened. We have to act fast, before their control becomes absolute. But the fractures were deeper than machines. The fear among the Krexil had become a poison, spreading suspicion, eroding command. Back on Earth, Mara stood, the weight of countless lives heavy on her shoulders. She glanced at the pendant in her palm, a symbol of what humanity had sacrificed to take control. Control, she whispered. Not just the battlefield, but the fate of our species. The battlefield was no longer a place. It was a crucible, and only those willing to be forged by fire could survive. As the battlefield rages, a hidden human scientist risks everything to deploy a new weapon. A cloaked swarm of nanotech drones designed to disable alien war machines silently. The aliens scramble to respond, their panic escalating. Meanwhile, Captain Mara and her squad face a brutal test of trust and sacrifice. Beneath the battered surface of Earth's forward base, Dr. Elena Voss worked feverishly. The dim glow of monitors cast harsh shadows on her tired face as she calibrated the final parameters of the Whisper Swarm, a covert assault of nanotech drones cloaked by quantum fields designed to infiltrate and disable alien tech silently. Her hands trembled, not from fatigue, but from the weight of what she was about to unleash. This isn't just a weapon, she murmured. It's the key to turning their strength into weakness. Outside, the battlefield's roar pulsed through the base walls, plasma bursts and mechanical shrieks mixing in a deadly symphony. Lieutenant K's voice crackled through the comm. Dr. Voss, status, Whisper Swarm is ready, she replied, eyes never leaving the control interface. Deploy on my mark. Captain Mara's voice came over the line, calm and resolute. You have the green light. Make it count. A flick of a switch, and hundreds of nanodrones spilled into the night, invisible to alien sensors, weaving like ghosts into enemy machinery. Moments later, chaos erupted in the alien ranks. Systems are failing. Communications blacked out, a Krexil officer yelled in panic. Our weapons, they're dead. Commander Thaxil's composed facade cracked, his voice rising with desperation. Contain the breach. Find the source. But the Whisper Swarm moved too fast, dismantling armor, disabling shields, turning the proud alien war machines into inert wrecks. On the ground, Mara's squad felt the shift. Enemy fire faltered, their mechanical advantage slipping, yet victory demanded sacrifice. A nearby explosion threw Sergeant Venn from cover, and as Mara rushed to help, the alien flank surged. Cover me! She shouted, her pulse rifle spitting fire into the advancing enemy. Kay joined, their synchronized defense buying precious seconds. The battlefield was a test, not just of weapons but of trust and resilience. Mara's mind flashed with memories of Earth's brutal past, wars where survival meant risking everything. We control the battlefield, she whispered fiercely, but that control comes at a cost. In the alien command, Thaxil's mind spiraled into chaos. They used silence as a weapon, patience as a strategy. They are not just fighters. They are predators. Rylik's voice was steady but grim. The galaxy misread human behavior. We thought them primitive. Instead, they are evolution's wild card. The whisper swarm continued its deadly dance, invisibly shaping the battlefield's fate. And somewhere, deep in the heart of Earth's command, a quiet voice vowed, "This is only the beginning." As the whisper swarm cripples alien defenses, the Krexil launch a desperate counterattack, targeting Earth's fragile supply lines. Captain Mara faces dwindling resources and an impossible choice: hold the ground or protect her people. The alien commanders spiral further into desperation, exposing the raw fear behind their cold exterior. The night sky over the battered Earth outpost burned with tracer fire and plasma streaks, illuminating the wreckage of shattered vehicles and scorched Earth. Captain Mara Doss crouched behind a twisted hull, the taste of smoke sharp on her tongue. Around her, her squad fought fiercely, but exhaustion was a slow poison eating at their will. Supply lines compromised. Lieutenant Kay's voice came urgent over comms. Aliens hit the eastern convoys. If we lose those, we're cut off. Mara's gaze hardened. Losing supply meant losing everything: ammo, medkits, energy cores. Hold your positions, she ordered, but prepare for rapid withdrawal, if necessary. No soldier left behind. The ground trembled as a Krexil battalion surged forward, plasma cannons charging. Their precision was lethal, honed by centuries of war. But the humans fought with a desperate fury that twisted every moment into survival. Mara's pulse rifle flared as she covered a squadmate downed by enemy fire. Keep pushing. Control the battlefield, no matter the cost. In orbit, Commander Thaxil's many eyes darted across the chaos reports. We must break their lines, strike at their lifeblood. Rylik's tentacles twitched nervously. Their resilience is beyond our understanding, psychological and physical. They fight not for glory, but for survival itself. Then we break their spirit, Thaxil growled. No mercy. Back on Earth, Mara's mind raced. The losses mounted, and her men whispered doubts. Could they really hold this fractured line? A comm crackled, urgent, raw with tension. "Captain, medics are overwhelmed. We need evacuation." Mara swallowed her fear, grit anchoring her. "Then we make a new line, one that cannot be broken." Her hand rested on the pendant she wore, the symbol of sacrifice and resolve. Control isn't just weapons or tactics, it's will. The alien command fractured further as blame and panic consumed them. "We face a species that refuses to yield," Rylik confessed. "They do not break under pressure, they transform." Thaxil's voice faltered. "Then we are doomed." But Mara's squad held the line, their breath ragged, their bodies broken but unbowed. Each moment of resistance was a strike against the despair threatening to drown them. As dawn crept over the battlefield, the shattered silence whispered a brutal truth. The humans were not just fighting the aliens, they were fighting to control the meaning of survival itself. As Earth's forces brace for another alien wave, the Krexil launch a covert space strike, aimed at Earth's orbital defenses. Human and alien perspectives clash in tense moments of anticipation and dread, revealing the vast stakes beyond the battlefield. Captain Mara and her team prepare for an onslaught that could decide the war. Above Earth's scarred surface, orbital satellites blinked silently in the void, their sensors scanning the battlefield below. Captain Mara Doss's voice crackled through the comm, steady despite the tension. "All units, brace for orbital disruption. Enemy fleet mobilizing for strike." On the Krexil flagship, Commander Thaxil watched the stars through reinforced glass, a grim shadow across his many eyes. "Our forces strike at their orbital grid," he commanded. "If we cripple their space defenses, the planet falls." Science Officer Rylik's tentacles twitched anxiously. "The humans' orbital tech is resilient, but the swarm tactics they employ in space are unpredictable." Back on Earth, the silence before the storm was deafening. Mara's squad loaded weapons, checked armor, and whispered last words to themselves. Lieutenant K glanced at Mara. "Do you think we'll hold?" She met his gaze, unwavering. "We don't just hold, we take control." Suddenly, the first plasma torpedoes blazed through the upper atmosphere, striking satellites and sending debris tumbling like deadly meteors. Explosions rocked the orbital command station as emergency protocols flared to life. The human AI vigilant coordinated rapid repairs and defensive measures. In the alien flagship, the roar of engines filled the bridge as smaller assault crafts launched toward Earth's orbit. "Space battle engaged," Thaxil intoned, voice low, but filled with a surge of confidence. But Earth's orbital defenses responded with precision laser arrays and EMP bursts, disabling enemy ships in flashes of blue and white. Below, Mara's squad felt the tremors from the distant explosions. Their resolve hardened. "This war is bigger than any one battlefield," Mara said, eyes scanning the horizon. "It's about who controls the future." As the orbital battle raged, a moment of quiet fell between Mara and Kay. "Why are they like this?" Kay asked softly. Mara's answer was steady, filled with hard-earned wisdom. "Because they have to be. They fight like the world is ending, because it is." The stars above bore witness to a war, not only for Earth, but for the very soul of humanity, and somewhere in the void, fire burned brighter than ever before. Amidst the relentless battle, humanity faces a moral crossroads. Captain Mara confronts the consequences of their ruthless tactics, and the alien commanders grapple with whether to offer terms of surrender. The fragile balance between mercy and dominance threatens to tip the entire war's outcome. The battlefield was soaked in twilight's fading light, smoke curling like ghosts over the shattered ground. Captain Mara Doss sat on a battered crate, her armor scorched and dented. Around her, silence had fallen. A brief, uneasy ceasefire. Her squad lingered nearby, eyes haunted by the day's carnage. "We've taken the field," Mara said quietly, voice heavy with the cost. "But at what price?" Lieutenant K's gaze met hers. "They called for surrender. What do we do?" Mara stood, the weight of command settling like armor over her shoulders. "We decide what kind of species we are." Across the void, the Krexil High Command was fractured and weary. Commander Thaxil's voice trembled as he addressed his council. "The humans control the battlefield, but not their hearts." Rillick's tentacles curled thoughtfully. "Mercy could be a weapon or a weakness." A delegation of alien envoys approached Earth's front line under a banner of truce, a fragile olive branch forged in desperation. Mara met the envoy's gaze without hesitation. "Mercy comes after dominance. You'll earn it." The alien leader's eyes flickered with a mix of hope and fear. Back in the command tent, scientists analyzed data streaming in from battlefield scanners, nanotech signatures, EMP pulses, quantum cloaks. Humanity's tools of control were precise and brutal, yet beneath the science was raw emotion, vengeance, survival, and an unbreakable will. "We are death worlders," Mara whispered, "forged in fire, bred to endure." Her squad nodded, a silent pact forming in the dusk, but the war was far from over. Each choice bore a weight heavier than any weapon. Mercy was not weakness, it was the final battlefield. As the war grinds on, the humans face a new alien tactic designed to exploit their endurance limits. Captain Mara leads a risky mission beneath the devastated cityscape to disrupt the alien command's new weapon, testing the limits of trust, sacrifice, and human ingenuity. The sky above was a jagged tapestry of smoke and fire, the iron clouds blotting out the sun, turning day into an endless twilight. Captain Mara Doss led her squad through the skeletal ruins of what had once been a thriving city. Their boots echoed against broken concrete and twisted steel, every step a reminder of what was lost and what was still at stake. Intel had revealed the aliens were deploying a new weapon deep underground, a pulse generator designed to disable human tech over miles. "We have to take it out," Mara said, voice low but fierce. "Control the battlefield means controlling the power beneath it." Lieutenant K scanned ahead, fingers tight on his pulse rifle. "This mission's suicide. We're walking into their nest." Mara didn't flinch. Better to die fighting than lose everything. They slipped into the tunnels, claustrophobic, dark, and humming with alien energy. The silence was thick, broken only by their measured breaths. Ahead, the pulse generator thrummed like a living thing, waves of energy, radiating outwards. "Once we shut this down," Mara whispered, "their advantage disappears." But the aliens were waiting. A squad of Krexil warriors emerged from the shadows, eyes glowing with lethal intent. Gunfire erupted, bright streaks of plasma carving the darkness. Mara's squad fought with desperate precision, every shot a testament to human resilience and tactical mastery. In the chaos, Mara spotted the generator's core, a pulsating orb of energy guarded by shimmering force fields. "Cover me!" she shouted, sprinting forward with a magnetic disruptor. The device latched onto the core, sending a crackling pulse through the system. The generator faltered, then exploded in a silent burst of light. The tunnels shook violently. "Fall back!" Mara ordered, urgency in her voice. They raced back through collapsing corridors, the alien counterattack closing in. Reaching the surface, breathless and battered, Mara looked back at the ruins. "We control the battlefield," she said, voice fierce, "because we never stop fighting." Behind her, the alien command watched helplessly as their weapon fell, and once again, humanity's relentless will reshaped the war's tide. After crippling the alien pulse weapon, humanity faces the grim reality of victory's cost. Captain, Mara grapples with leadership's burden, while the alien commanders confront the collapse of their empire. Both sides face haunting questions about what control truly means, and what is sacrificed to claim it. The dawn was muted, bleeding through a sky heavy with ash and smoke. Captain Mara Doss sat alone on a shattered wall overlooking the battlefield, the silence pressing against her like a physical weight. Around her, the remnants of her squad tended to wounds, both visible and invisible. Victory was close, yet it tasted bitter. Lieutenant K approached quietly. "The Council wants a statement, Captain. They want hope." Mara's eyes never left the horizon. Hope doesn't come free. It's carved from sacrifice and pain. Behind the lines, transmissions from Earth buzzed with cautious relief. Tutino. Krexil forces had fractured, many commanders surrendering or disappearing into the void. In the alien command's war room, Commander Thaxil's form was smaller, defeated. "We misjudged them," he admitted to Rylik. Their control of the battlefield was not just weapons. It was their will. Rylik nodded solemnly. They turned desperation into strength and mercy into power. On Earth, Mara's voice finally broke the silence. "We fought not just for survival, but for the right to shape our destiny." Her squad gathered, weary but unbroken. Yet beneath the victory lay an unspoken truth. Control demanded more than strength. It demanded sacrifice, and in that sacrifice, humanity found both its greatest power and its darkest cost. With the tide turning in humanity's favor, unseen psychological scars begin to surface. Captain Mara confronts the personal cost of leadership as alien prisoners reveal unsettling truths about their own fractured culture. The fragile victory threatens to crumble from within as the battle shifts from the physical to the mental. The prison camp was silent, save for the low hum of containment fields. Captain Mara Doss stood before the holding cells, watching alien. Prisoners, some broken, others defiant. Their many eyes held stories of defeat and fear. One alien, a low-ranking officer, spoke through a translator device. "You do not understand us. We believed in control, order, but your chaos, your unpredictability shattered that." Mara's gaze was steady. "We fight because we survive. Control isn't perfection. It's persistence." The prisoner's voice softened, haunted. "You are the Deathworlders, forged in hardship. We fear your kind because you carry the fire of extinction." Mara turned away, thoughts heavy. Leadership meant more than strategy. It meant bearing the weight of every life lost and every choice made. Lieutenant K approached quietly. "Captain, some men are struggling. The lines between right and wrong blur." She nodded. "War changes people, but control means holding on to who we are beneath the chaos." Back in the alien command, Commander Thaxil wrestled with his own failures. "We built a civilization of order, yet it crumbled under a species we deem primitive." Rillick added, "Their rage is survival's purest form. To control them, we must understand their fire, not extinguish it." Mara's eyes scanned the horizon. The battlefield had shifted, from guns to mines, from conquest to survival of spirit. The greatest control was not over weapons or territory, but over the human soul itself. The war reaches its culmination as humanity seizes full control of the battlefield and the fate of the alien invaders. Captain Mara confronts the final reckoning, balancing mercy and dominance, and a new era dawns, defined by the indomitable human spirit that no foe can extinguish. The battlefield lay silent, scorched earth stretching beneath a sky stained with the remnants of war. Captain Mara Doss stood atop a ridge, the wind carrying whispers of both victory and loss. Before her, the surviving Krexil surrendered. Defiant, yet broken, their great empire shattered by human resolve. Mara's squad gathered. Behind her, battle-weary but unbowed, their faces bore the scars of sacrifice, their eyes shining with a fierce light. The alien commanders knelt, their many eyes lowered in reluctant acceptance. "Control of the battlefield is ours," Mara declared, voice steady and resolute. "But control means more than power. It means responsibility." She turned to the prisoners, her words a promise and a warning. "We offer mercy to those who seek peace. But remember this, humanity is forged in fire and will not be subdued." Commander Thaxil met her gaze, a flicker of respect amid the ruins. "You are not like us. You do not understand control as we do." Mara smiled, a hard, proud curve. "Control isn't order. It's survival. It's chaos bent to purpose. It's the fire no darkness can quench." As the sun broke through the clouded sky, the first light of a new era bathed the battlefield. A silence fell, a silence heavy with possibility. The galaxy had misread humanity, but now they understood. Humanity had taken control, and nothing would ever be the same.